What is going on, everyone, and welcome back to the channel. I am your average Redditor, and today we're going to be looking at r/EntitledParents. Before we get into the stories, subscribe with notifications on for daily Reddit content. Right, let's get into these crazy posts. My son is a professional gamer, so he must get this for free. So I'll tell a little bit of the backstory. In Finland, we have this thing called TET, which is like a work experience thingy. In the 8th grade, it lasts a week. I was 14 and I had taken a job in a tech store. It was good. I am somewhat nerdy and I know about technology and computers. This is all translated from the Finnish conversation or the argument that happened. I am a high school student and my English might have mistakes. EK is esports kid or entitled kid. EM is EK's mum. Me is take a wild guess. And M is the store manager Pekka, with the name being changed. So I'd been working there for a few days and it was Thursday around 2 PM. I had about an hour left of work time since the TET rules said that the work time was 6 hours. I was behind a cash register desk, filling the cabinets with some phones that had arrived in a shipment that day. Then the EM and EK entered in. The store manager was in the storage. The mum was in her 40s and the kid was around 11 to 13. Hello, welcome to the tech store. How can I help you? Good afternoon. My son is looking for a keyboard. I pointed to my left where the gaming products were, and there were mostly Razer products available. The others were sold out and the store didn't have much of the accessories. Yeah, on that shelf. Feel free to look around. Thanks. The EM and the EK walked over and I kept on filling the cabinet. I heard some discussion from behind me, but I didn't bother to listen to it. Sometime later, I was done and looked over to them. They were looking at the prices and thinking about it. Do you guys need some help? Yeah, I don't understand the difference between this Black Widow Ultimate Chroma and this Ornata Chroma. They look alike. Can you please tell me the difference? EK. Mom, the Black Widow is better. It's mechanical, like I told you. The kid had this high-pitched voice, a really irritating one. Your son is right. The difference is that the Black Widow is mechanical and has faster response times than the Ornata, which is mechanical. The Black Widow was also more expensive, but that is logical since it was mechanical. The EM looked over to the EK, who was smiling. We will take this one then. The EM walked to the register and I scanned the barcode. The keyboard was 129 euros. Alright mum, that'll be 129 euros. What? 130 euros for a piece of plastic? What the hell? Calm down, Mum, it's the normal price. My son plays competitively. He needs this. Really? What does he play? The EK looked at me. I play CSGO in a professional team. I just looked at him, holding my laughter. This underage kid had just told me that he plays a K16 game professionally. It was hilarious. K16 is the equivalent of the ESRB rating teen. Me, in a sarcastic tone. Oh, really? What is the team name? The kid smiled more. His smile kind of looked like a troll face. Our team is called Killer Bee Esports. I just burst into laughter. This kid had just told me of a group that I didn't know of. Hold on, I'll check. I looked up the team on my phone. I found the Steam group and looked at it. One of the members was called Gay Swede Cock 69. I was laughing so hard because the kid was so serious about it being professionals. I'm sorry kid, but this gaming group is far from being professional. Even if you were professionals, I couldn't give this keyboard for free since you aren't sponsored by us. The mum was looking at me, being very angry. What are you laughing at? He is a professional gamer. He is good. I've watched him play. We need to get this for free. You are so rude, young man. I'm sorry, but he's not a professional. I see no awards or anything to reference some sort of esport activity. I used to play for the 3D Max Juniors. That doesn't even exist and it's not even Finnish. I just laughed even harder. I couldn't help it. This kid was so bad at lying. Are you kidding me? Look at you. You're not old enough to play CSGO. Not professionally. He's underage? That's your best argument? How old are you? I'm 14. You're 14 and you call my son underage? Shame on you. It's my TET week, so it's part-time. EM was looking at her son with a weird smile and the kid smiled back. She turned to me. We'll make a compromise. I will pay the full price. I was getting suspicious from the tone of her voice, which had turned to a kind and soft voice. And I get those headphones from the shelf. Points to a pair of Razer Kraken 7.1s, which cost 110 euros. I looked at her with an annoyed gaze and stayed quiet for a moment. Are you kidding me? You're asking for a keyboard and a headset for the price of one? I explained to her that we do have some bundles sometimes, but she just can't make one out of thin air. She just looked at me, annoyed. Let me talk to your manager. Okay. I pointed at some security cameras. Don't think of trying to leave, you have cameras watching you. I walked to the warehouse and called for the store manager, Pekka, to come and help with a customer. Surprisingly, the EM and EK hadn't left. Hello Mom, I am Pekka. What seems to be the problem? Your part-time employee is so rude to me and makes fun of my son. That's not entirely true. She claimed her son is a professional gamer in a team, and they are trying to get equipment for free. Mom, is this true? No, he's lying! The manager was just there, looking at the angry mum, her kid, and me. I'll check the camera recordings. He said that and went into the security room. Sometime later, he came out. Mom, I have to ask you to pay for the keyboard and leave. What the hell? He's rude to me and my son. We need these for free. My son is traumatized after your behaviour. The other option is for you to not pay and leave without the keyboard. EM just looked at us and hesitantly paid for the keyboard and was about to leave until she yelled from the door, "You lost a customer for life. I'm not coming back here ever again." Despite her actions, my work experience went well. I got good points for the work. Sometimes when I go to the store, I talk with Pekka about the pro player kid and we laugh. Surprisingly, the EM or the kid never visited the store anymore. Imagine asking for free stuff just because you play competitively on a team with someone called Gay Swede Cock 69. Oh my word. Homophobic EP demands I leave the theatre. Context: I live in Trinidad and Tobago, where homosexuality was only legalised in 2018. I'm a lesbian. When Love, Simon came out, I was surprised that it was allowed to be screened in my country, and I knew that it would probably get taken out of the theatre pretty fast, because of low box office pull or protests or something else like that. The movie came out in March 2018, I think. It was still technically illegal to be gay in Trinidad and Tobago at the time, but I rounded up some friends who I knew were out at the time and we all went to go see the movie. Everything was going good. I had worn a shirt that had Girl Crush written across the front with a rainbow pride flag behind the text, but it was grey everywhere else. One of my friends had on a rainbow pin on her jacket. Each of us had a little thing that was alluding to our sexuality, just because of the movie we were going to go and see. It was all good. We bought the tickets, the cashier there was friendly and everything, and we all felt like we weren't hated for once. I was in the line for concessions on my own. Two friends went to go get seats. One was sitting at a little table nearby, and she had stayed back to help me carry the food. In comes the entitled parent and her child. They stand in line behind me. I was fiddling with the money I had in my hand, and I felt something pulling on my messenger bag. I look down and I see the child. I'm bad at guessing age, but he was about 6. His head was around my hip in terms of height, so if you all know how old that is, then that's how old this boy was. He was tugging at a little rainbow enamel pin, which was next to a unicorn one and a cloud one, so I could have plausible deniability for being gay in certain situations. I simply bat his hand away and turn back around. He comes back and keeps playing with my pins, and I turn around and look at the EP. She was a little taller than me and she was in heels, but she was pretty average build. I was 5'8" at the time and I'm pretty heavy set. The side of my head was also shaved and I didn't wear makeup, so I was suitably intimidating for a girl. Though I was like 16 when this was happening and I did not like talking to adults very much. This meant that I didn't exactly intimidate her. Me, turning around to face her, "Excuse me, can you stop your kid from messing with my bag?" EP: "He can do what he wants. He's gonna pull out all my pins though. Those things don't belong on a purse, little girl." I sigh and take out the pins and drop them into my bag and just hope I don't forget to put them back on later. She then tapped my shoulder. I turned around and she just looked me up and down, from my hair to my shirt to my shoes, and didn't say anything. I turned back around. I got to the front of the line and ordered the food for everybody. The cashier was friendly and set the popcorn and drinks in front of me, and she left to go and get the chicken tenders and other foodier foods. But I suddenly felt something push my butt and I stumbled forward, almost knocking the popcorn over. I look behind me and see that stupid kid tugging on my jeans belt loops. I look at the lady. He can do what he wants. Next time the kid touches me, I put my palm on his forehead and try to push him back, like you see in those cartoons. I knew it was probably overstepping to physically touch the child, but he was pinching my legs and tugging on my pants, which was getting on my nerves. Why is this entitled mum not stopping her child? What is going on here? The kid flips 180 and starts bawling, turning around and hugging his mother. The lady reaches over and grabs my arm, her gel acrylic claws more or less stabbing my upper arm as she drags me away from the counter. "People like you don't belong in this country, and if anyone like you ever touches my kid again, I'm gonna beat that ass." She lets me go, but before I can turn around, she's stabbing her index nail into my chest. "I am married to a police officer, you stupid effing blank. People like you don't belong here, effing all our kids. Don't you effing touch my son again." At that point I'm terrified because it's still illegal to be gay, technically, meaning that a lot of violence towards homosexuals goes uncovered and unnoticed in my country. And I'd heard 100 different stories about gay people I knew personally, or that my friends knew, getting beaten or worse, and nothing ever happened to the one who did it. Then comes in my friend to save the day. She told me later that she was ready to come to my side from the minute the lady put her hand on me. My friend was more than enough to scare the EP. Lakey. She's over 6 feet tall and plays volleyball with my school's team. She's tall with wide shoulders and a good bit of tone to her muscle, and all she had to do was come stand behind me and in front of the lady for the EP to go back to her lane. I got the food, paid, and me and my friend went into the theatre. I never told the rest of my friends what happened because I already know that they're all so scared of what might happen to them, and I didn't want to freak them out. Luckily, the friend who helped me understood and didn't tell them either. Conclusion: I enjoyed the movie. I'm glad I saw it when I did because it was pulled from theatres the very next week. Homosexuality was officially decriminalised that year, and now more people are more aware of the hate crimes gay folks face in my country, so they're actually doing something about it sometimes. Wow, this story is crazy. It's so weird to me that homosexuality was an actual crime in some countries like Trinidad and Tobago, and still is a crime in many countries across the world. Anyway, that brings us to the end of the episode. I hope you enjoyed r/entitled parents. If you did, like and subscribe for more daily content.